Yay! Hello.
Hi, glad to be
Hi.
here.
Yes, happy Tuesday, everyone. I have Blake here. We are going to have some fun. Are you ready for the holidays?
I am, you know what? I am because I'm the oldest of four. I have three siblings, and they switch off with their spouses when they all spend either Thanksgiving or Christmas. So it's the Christmas year this year. So I didn't see any of them for Thanksgiving. I'll see all of them
Oh,
for Christmas. So I'm
oh
very
my
excited.
God, that's so fun.
Yeah, how about you?
So soon. Yeah, I'm gonna going home to New Jersey
Okay,
this
nice.
week. So I am very, very excited. I think, are you ready to get this going?
Let's do it.
Yes. Okay. In three, two.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
And welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Carly.
And I'm Blake.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news, as well as what's going on in our lives. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Seth is not here this week because he is celebrating with family, but I get to have Blake here.
Glad to be here.
Yes, yes. I love when you get to come on. We've had some fun experiences this year. I was just thinking about, opening of Epic Universe. And so I love when you get to come on the show and share all about what you've been up to.
Yeah, it's wild looking back at everything that's happened in 2025. Obviously, Epic Universe is kind of the headliner in the theme park world, especially here
Yeah.
in the US, but so many other things have happened too. It's wild to think that it's so much has happened in such a short time.
I know. I was like just kind of reflecting and I'm like, wow, there was a lot of things this year, Disneyland 70th, Epic Universe, new Disney cruise. So it has been such a fun year. What have you been up to? Just getting ready for the holidays?
Yeah, so I did get out to Carowinds for their Winterfest event. We have a review of that up on the site, but that's been the most, I guess, attractions-oriented thing. I have my tickets for Avatar this weekend. Super excited about seeing that.
Ooh, I'm
Our
hearing
colleague
amazing
Joe,
things.
yeah, our colleague Joe got to see it, and Connor got to see it as well. They both have seen it already, but they were both just gushing over it and just saying it's fantastic. So I'm
Yes, I
super
mean, and
excited
it's
for it.
like Avatar is not slowing down. Obviously, we have the
Oh yeah.
expansion at Disneyland, and I feel like it's kind of divisive because people get very weird about that being infused more into the theme parks. People love it or they don't love it, but I'm just excited for a refresher, especially at Disney California Adventure. I'm sad that the Monsters Inc., aka Superstar Limo, will be leaving us, which is such a bummer, but I'm excited for what that will mean in the new experiences. And, they've
Totally.
been testing all these things, and the predictions have been like, are they for the water ride? I think there was like an underwater animatronics or something that we covered,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like testing kind of like aquatic style robot figures for like a mystery project, but it's like, well, if they're building Avatar based on the second movie, which is
Right.
based on, a water habitat on Pandora, then it makes sense that that would probably be for that
Yeah.
project. But we don't know completely for sure, but I think that's probably what it's for.
No, oh, 100%. It's all very, very exciting. And now, without any further ado, let us get into the news in the queue. We are kicking off. You actually wrote the story. We are going to be talking about the Five Nights at Freddy theme park ride that has never been built, but we have seen concept art for almost a decade. So, do you want to tell me a little bit more about this? Obviously, Sally Dark Rides, the iconic ride manufacturer that has boo blasters here at Carowinds. What are they going on? What's happening?
Yeah, so it's not so much as like what's happening, but as it is like a project that was announced almost a decade ago that never really
Yeah.
materialized into anything. So one of our reporters, Mateo, recently interviewed Kellen Goff, who is the voice of Freddy Fazbear in the video games. So that's a really cool interview. But as he was doing that, he included some concept artwork from this never developed Five Nights at Freddy's dark ride that was announced in 2016 as part of his interview coverage. And that kind of got some steam with us on social media. People seemed very interested in that particular part of the interview. So we thought it might be worth diving back into that. What was announced, what wasn't announced, what happened to that project. So that's kind of what this story was on our site. So basically Sally Dark Rides, as you just said, they are a manufacturer of amusement park style rides that are slow moving, indoors, family style, storytelling based rides. They built the SpongeBob ride that's open in Las Vegas.
Yes, I got to ride it this year with our publisher, Matt.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm assuming it was super fun.
It was super fun. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of like screen-based technology. It's kind of what, when we get into this Five Nights at Freddy ride, I bet you along the lines of the same thing that they're doing, you know, with the projection screens, mixing with physical prop pieces, etc.
Yeah, they're also building Phantom Theater Opening Nightmare, which opens in 2026 at Kings Island. Those animatronics were just revealed at IAAPA this year. But way back at IAAPA Expo in 2016 at the Sally Dark Rides booth, they revealed this concept for a Five Nights at Freddy's dark ride. At the time, Five Nights at Freddy's was still relatively new. The video game franchise launched in 2014. This was 2016. But it had already proven itself a popular property to mine in the theme park world. So this was an officially licensed theme thing with the creators of Five Nights at Freddy's. It wasn't just like they went off and did this on their own.
I love in the pictures, their only weapons are the flashlights, which scare the robots away. So basically you're in the little, you know, buggy and you're going to have a flashlight and that's going to be your tool to interact. It looks, you have to look at this story online because it looks really, really cool. Some of these scenes where, you know, they're coming out of the ball pit and they unveiled at that 2016 IAAPA, the prototype for an animatronic Foxy. Like this is so well. I mean, especially now how the fandom, you know, I am not a gamer, so I didn't know about Five Nights at Freddy 10 years ago. But I mean, that fandom has been around for a long time. And now it's just even more mainstream, obviously, with the first two films.
Yeah. And like it was being developed, like it was a legit project. They had the prototype animatronic there and everything, but it was just never purchased or acquired or commissioned for any particular theme park. That's kind of the way some of these things at IAAPA and other conventions work. A company like Sally Dark Rides will develop a concept, but it hasn't necessarily been revealed or attached to any specific park. Sometimes it is, like with the stuff that they revealed for their Kings Island project this year, but other times, as was the case with this, they were just kind of working on it, and I'm assuming just maybe hoping that a theme park would be interested in it. And as far as I know, as far as it seems like the general public is aware of, you know, who knows what happened behind closed doors and discussions that may have happened with various theme park companies, but to the best of our knowledge, it was never considered for any sort of like actual construction anywhere.
Yeah. So hopefully someone please buy this ride because it looks amazing. But that is the case with IAAPA. You know, we have these manufacturers showcasing their latest projects and ride vehicles, and then it's up to the parks, you know, to make the purchase. So we will be staying on this story, and hopefully, you know, it's been 10 years. Let's give us the ride in 2026.
I believe they have a Care Bears ride that's similar in concept that they had on the show floor this year. They didn't have an animatronic, but it was kind of like if you visited their booth, you could see renderings for a Care Bears ride that was similarly like, we've developed this concept, but it's not slated for anywhere yet.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds absolutely amazing. I hadn't seen that yet, so I'll have to look that up. Also amazing, some news that came out. You worked on this story, was not expecting this, but there is a proposed new theme park called Dracula Land based on the classic vampire that is planned to open in Romania as early as next year. That is part of a high-tech resort destination. Again, you know, we announce these things all the time, so take it with a grain of salt. It might never happen. I hope it happens because it sounds absolutely amazing. So they launched this on a Dracula Land website, and the project is described as a new icon of global entertainment where cultural heritage, technology, and destination design converge to create Europe's world-class experiential brand. So you worked on this story. Tell me your thoughts.
It's pretty wild. Like you said, it seems like they're still at a very early phase in the process. They are acquiring investors and that kind of stuff. So I don't believe it's broken ground, or at least that's not what it seems like from their website so far.
Right. Which is interesting because the timeline they did say is sometime in 2026 or 27. 2026 is in days.
Yeah.
Investor. So again, that's like, take it with the time. We know how long things take.
We need BioReconstruct to fly his helicopter over Romania so we can see what the project status is.
Sadly, it would probably just be dirt because I bet you they haven't started anything,
But provided that this project gets off the ground, it is called Dracula Land. We had some comments in our social media posts with people saying it should have been called Draculand.
Yes,
right there.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
but yeah, so there would be like a Transylvania section. There would be a full-scale Dracula's castle, and also I guess maybe areas that are, I suppose, of interest to the Romanian people or culture. There would be a New Orleans themed area. There would be a London themed area. So not necessarily everything related specifically to the Dracula IP, and that goes for the resort property as a whole. There's like a racetrack plan, there's an arena plan, there's a metaverse concept integrated into all this. Dracula is kind of like the way into a much bigger project that not all of it necessarily is thoroughly integrated with vampires.
Yes, very, very interesting. So this is all being designed by Creative Studio Berlin, and we have a lot of images that came out with the proposed attractions. It's all very like AI generated, so just keep that in mind. A lot of it to me looks like Dark Universe, an Epic Universe. Even some of like the restaurants and stuff, like Das Steakhouse looks strikingly like one of the images. All very cool. So there are some proposed attractions that include roller coasters called Flight of the Batwing and Werewolf Run, an interactive dark ride named Going Batty, which I just love that name. It's ridiculous in the best way. A drone show, hotels, a flying theater ride, a parkour obstacle course, and an exhibit based on famous Hollywood vampires. So definitely encourage you to go look through this. It looks really, really cool. I love this idea. European theme parks do very well. There's a huge theme park audience, and I love how this kind of culturally is something so different. We do not have a land based on vampires. This is really, really, really cool.
Right.
No, yeah, and there's different zones, like you said. There's a Transylvania zone. I highly suggest going through and looking through this story because there are a lot of very interesting images. Would you want to visit this?
Provided it gets built, I guess.
Yes,
I think some of the images are like, oh, okay, but it seems like there's two separate, almost like decks of concept imagery. One seems a little bit more illustrative and created by that agency you mentioned, and then another set that comes from the website that is for what it's worth, very clearly more AI generated. So kind of two visual palettes, I guess, that we're kind of going off of as we're interpreting whatever this may or may not become.
Yeah. No, 100%. Definitely, I suggest looking at the images online. They're very interesting. And I think this sounds like a great idea. I mean, Romania tourism, this is like going to sounds like a whole hub, with a lot of other things to do. So we will definitely stay on track. Something that is actually opening in the near future is the new Dig World Dude Perfect Park will be opening in 2026 near Dallas, Texas. So admittedly, I had not heard of, I'm not cool. I had not heard of Dude Perfect until about a year ago. And it was on the media sailing of the Disney Treasure. And all these little kids were losing their mind over this guy. The guy was the Dude Perfect guy. And all these little kids were like, how do you not know who he is? huge with the kids, we'll say. I don't know if you watch their videos, but
No, so my only familiarity with them is like friends who have kids that are like obsessed with them. So
Yes.
that's really the extent.
100%. So the story is Dig World is a construction themed theme park. Basically, if you've ever seen or been to one of these parks before, basically you pretend like you are operating these little miniature kid versions of like very real world devices, which is really kind of crazy when you see these little kids operating them. So this is an already proven theme park in Texas. And on their newest project, which is opening near Dallas, they have partnered with Dude Perfect. So it's going to have a lot of these fun excavators that are traditionally known for these types of parks. But then there's going to be some Dude Perfect elements integrated into it, like trick shot challenges, etc. So this is going to be opening up in North Texas, and it is by the popular Dude Perfect crew. It will debut at Grapevine Mills. And so here's what we know. There's already a Dig World in Katy, Texas, which opened up in 2022, and that was Texas's first fully dedicated construction themed theme park. So basically you get a ticket. It's a 2-hour time slot, which gives you enough time and not overwhelming with people to operate the machines. You could dig in pits and, just kind of really get a feel of what it is to maneuver these very, very real life devices. Have you ever been to one of these?
I haven't, but what struck me the most about this story is that Dallas is really becoming almost like
Sorry, I think I cut out for a second.
You're good. I can see you. I can hear you.
Great.
So what struck me the most about this story in particular was it almost seems like Dallas is becoming like a up and coming Orlando of sorts. So many themed attractions and experiences. They just opened Netflix House with a huge Stranger Things experience. They have the Peppa Pig theme park already. They're opening the Universal Kids Park. Now we have this Dig World attraction. So a lot of I don't know if maybe I'm just not familiar with Dallas's game, but it doesn't. If you were to say like what's going to become the next hub for themed experiences, I probably wouldn't have said Dallas, but so many things are opening there. It's exciting to kind of view this in the bigger picture of what the city is becoming for the industry.
Absolutely. I mean, Texas in general, we have the new Universal Kids Resort. We have Peppa Pig is there now. So there are a lot of experiences. So this is going to be another one. So Dig World has partnered with Dude Perfect, the high energy sports trick shot superstars who billions of views their videos accrue online. So this will be a unique collaboration. So again, like we said, there's going to be those construction themed stations, which are par for the course with these type of experiences. But then there's going to be a lot of creative game elements from which Dude Perfect is known for. So you're going to have the UTVs, the mini excavators. But then at this Grapevine location, there's going to be obstacle courses, accuracy, power, and timing stations. So this seems like a really great interactive thing. They're very popular with birthday parties and field trips. Again, this is a 2-hour experience. And I loved in your article, you kind of break down what this means for the theme park and entertainment landscape. And one of the things I thought was most interesting was this shift towards hands-on experiences, not just seeing something unfold, but being a part of it.
Totally. And as a kid, like, who wouldn't want to go to a place like this and just like totally do all the stuff that in the real world would not be safe to do? And, it's in a controlled environment that is safe and is fun, but lends itself to a little bit of that wish fulfillment and certainly imaginative play and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. And, and this is something for literally all ages. We're all, and there's just some sort of fascination with putting on that hat, like a construction hat, because it's like something I know in real life I couldn't ever do because I don't have the skills to do it. But like you said, it's a safe place to try it. And it is something that the entire family could do together. Again, this is going to be at Grapevine Mills, which already houses a Meow Wolf, Sea Life Aquarium, and the Legoland Discovery Center. So this is kind of becoming a pretty big hub in Texas. And especially for tourists, you can go and spend the entire day at Grapevine Mills and do all of these activities.
Yeah. And I am just clocking that you said, so this was written by a reporter, John, so I can't quite take credit for the analysis there, but yeah, he did a great job breaking all that
Yeah,
down.
definitely. I highly encourage you to read this because this is definitely very fascinating. Hopefully, when this project opens, someone from our team will get to go and then share what the real life experience is. Again, very cool Dig World construction theme park, but then with that crossover element of a wildly popular figure. And also, we have another new experience coming in 2026, but this is going to be Sloth World, and it is opening in Orlando, February 2026, becoming the world's first slotharium. God, that's a fun word. Yeah, so sloths are obviously adorable. They have a chokehold on all of us. They are just like the cutest little creatures. And if you've ever just wanted to be amidst their greatness, this is a new, unique wildlife experience. And the cool thing is, it's a rainforest style habitat with over 40 sloths. And you are not going to be like seeing them behind glass. They are just amongst you, which sounds so cool.
Yeah, no barriers, no cages or anything like that. You're going to walk into this environment. There's going to be kind of branches aligned close to the ceiling, and the sloths are just kind of going to be hanging out. Obviously, I don't think it will be encouraged that, I wouldn't go expecting to pet any sloths or interact with any of the sloths, but they will be there among you, and that's kind of the unique edge that this attraction is selling itself on. Yeah, like end of the year, all these wild concepts coming out of the woodwork is kind of exciting to
I know.
see.
I mean, this is really cool. And I'm super curious. I don't know about the habits of sloths, but I do wonder, since you're just walking there, basically there's like an ambassador. So it's kind of almost like a mini tour. So there's gonna be these tour guides, your sloth ambassadors, and they're going to be taking you around this basically like rainforest style exhibit. I don't know what their characteristics are like. Are they the type of animals that are just going to randomly like see a person and want to like jump on their shoulder or something? I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
And I don't think it's included in the press materials. That was the first thing I wondered. I don't know what their personalities are like. I'm sure there's going to be some experiences where one just like jumps on a person, and it is going to make
or if they
something
do,
really,
maybe
really
it's so
special.
slow that you would maybe anticipate it happening and be able to, I don't know, a guide would be able to prevent it. I don't, but in any case, yeah, this is on International Drive, so it's right in the tourism district. Sloth World, Orlando.
Yes. So it was inspired by the owner's first sloth, Brucey. Love that name. And the name of the game here is all about conservation and education. So it's about, how we need to protect these beautiful creatures, learn more about them. And additionally, portions of the proceeds are going to sloth habitats in Costa Rica, Peru, and beyond. So this is going to be some of the info, a 7,500 square foot spot. That's very big. On iDrive, like you said, each guest is going to be put in small groups led by a sloth ambassador. This is going to be open daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and tickets can be purchased for $49. They are on sale now. And if you want to learn more info, that would be slothworld.com. I hope we get to go there. We should do a team outing at Sloth World. Yes. So that is all we have from our news in the queue. Before we get into our main attraction, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
We're looking for any last-minute holiday gifts. May I suggest our Epic Universe magazine?
Our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe Grand Opening Issue, now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
Yes, and in this week's main attraction, we are headed to Disney's Hollywood Studios because it is Taylor Swift's world and we are just living in it. So on Friday, it was a big day for Disney fans who are also Swifties when a new Eras Tour exhibit opened at Walt Disney Presents at Disney's Hollywood Studios in honor of all the new Swiftie content that has dropped on Disney Plus. So basically, if you are not familiar, Walt Disney Presents is a museum-style attraction at Walt Disney World, and is a kind of a walkthrough biography of Walt Disney and the history of the theme parks. And now, so in the back, kind of where, if you are familiar with the space, they have a kind of like rotating exhibits that will come through. I got to see recently, they have the costumes from Muppets Christmas Carol, and it's so cute because they're so tiny. So now there is a Taylor Swift Eras Tour display, and this is going to feature several different costumes that she actually wore on the Eras Tour. So this includes her Karma bodysuit, arguably one of the most famous looks that she wore during her Midnight's era section. That was designed by Christian Louboutin. We have the Tortured Poets Department dress, also another really iconic look. This was designed by Vivienne Westwood and Christian Louboutin. And then also another one of the really famous outfits, the Reputation Gold Snake bodysuit, which was designed by Roberto Cavalli. So very cool. This is going to be at Walt Disney Presents. Did you watch the drop on Disney Plus of what came out?
I haven't had a chance to. Have you?
I did, yeah. So basically, if you're unfamiliar of what actually came out, so this dropped on December 12th, the same day that Disney Plus launched 2 new Swift projects. This includes the concert film Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, The Final Show. So the Eras Tour had previously been on Disney Plus. This is the final show that has been updated with the Tortured Poets Department set now included. And then there's also a 6-episode docuseries, The End of an Era, which chronicles the evolution of the Eras Tour back from rehearsals. So very cool. Only 2 episodes of the 6-episode docuseries dropped. It is so well done. If you are just fascinated by the music industry or Taylor Swift, I mean, who isn't? It is really quite amazing because you really kind of see her raw, you know, she's crying. I mean, it's really just kind of an intimate look. And the biggest, craziest thing was they revealed her bonuses that she gave to her tour staff. Did you see this?
Oh, no.
Almost 200 million in bonuses she gave to her people working for her. So I feel like regardless if you are a Taylor Swift fan or not, you got to appreciate it. It seems like she really does take good care of her staff. And it was really, in one of the scenes, it was her, it took her 2 weeks. She literally wrote handwritten notes to every single person on the tour and used like a wax stamp to close it. Like she handwritten a wax stamp on every single one of these. And when she gave them the bonuses, and it was a really, really special moment. So if you are a Swiftie like me, I did get to see the Eras Tour. You are definitely going to want to see these costumes. Again, these are at Walt Disney Presents. The previous space had Epcot and Twilight Zone Terror of Terror work, if you are familiar with it, but this is such an exciting thing and you have to watch it.
Yeah, the Taylor Swift effect is real because our editor Matt was at the park yesterday. He said toward the beginning of the morning there was a line to get into Walt Disney Presents, which is unheard of. This is like a walk-through space.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Have a queue at all.
No. 100%. I was like, wow, because it's just a big museum, you know, you'd think that there wouldn't be, but that's very, very exciting. Again, the Eras Tour, all of that dropped on Disney Plus on Friday. And if you happen to be at Disney World, Disney's Hollywood Studios, you have to go see it. I personally can't wait.
And all the holiday stuff is still there. So like they still have them up at exhibit. They still have the vintage holiday cartoons playing that you can just kind of stroll in at any time to watch. So a lot of little fun fun stuff back there.
Yeah, no, I as a history nerd, I love going in there. It's also where Duffy meets during Jollywood Nights. So I was there like for 2 hours waiting to see the King Duffy. So definitely if you're headed to Disney World, I'm sure the fanfare right now is going to die on. So probably even in a week or so, there's not going to be a line to get in. I'm sure it moves fast. It is a free walking space. Before we go, we want to thank our sponsor, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, and be sure to purchase your copy of our Epic Universe magazine on our website. I want to remind everyone to please give us a rating review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. You can follow all of us here at Attractions at attractionsmagazine.com and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social medias. Blake, where can people find you?
People can find me just at our website, attractionsmagazine.com. I am the managing editor overseeing our written content for the site. So we have some 2026 preview stories coming up soon. Those will drop the week between Christmas and New Year's, kind of providing an overview of what's coming to Orlando, what's coming to Universal, what's coming to Disney, what's coming to Disneyland, what are the things that are or maybe possibly might close at your favorite theme parks in 2026. As well as December 31st, we have a new theme park opening, Six Flags, not in America, but big new park overseas with the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster, period. Not like any specific type of, it's not like, oh, fastest giga coaster, fastest launch coaster. No, like fastest roller coaster in the world, full stop, period. So a lot of exciting coverage coming up.
Yes, I have to agree with you. I do not know how to pronounce that Six Flags name, but it is in Saudi Arabia and it looks absolutely wild. The pictures of it, because like you said, it is opening in literally 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it is breaking 1 million records. There's so many world's first rides. I'm definitely going to keep that on my radar. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at Adventures by Carly. And until next week, I hope you guys stay safe. Try something new, but most importantly, have fun. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, and we will see you next week. Bye.